If you want to see some gel coat turn from this into this, make sure to stay tuned until the end of the video and see how we did it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be taking one of the most oxidized boats I've had in a while. This is going to be the Starcraft, and it's a Step 221. It's got red gel coat on it. I've had this customer for about 2 years now. Originally, he only used me for a winterize, and then he had a power steering cooler crack that we replaced, and I've kind of been talking to him about getting it buffed, and he finally pulled the trigger on it. So it's going to be in for an oil change as well as the buff. But this isn't a typical gel coat buff. Usually we'll just use compounds, which I've got sitting out here, which we'll talk about in a second. But this is a case of extreme oxidation, so it's super deep. So this boat's gonna have to be sanded. So we'll go through the process of that. But usually if you have a boat that's lightly oxidized or sometimes super chalky on the surface, you can hit it with a compound and buff it out. This boat, you can't do that. It's so deep that we have to sand off the top layer and then buff it, so it's a little more labor intensive. We'll still get it done. So let's take a look down here. So I already did my test spot. So this corner right here was buffed with the Quicksand, which is the most aggressive compound that Starke makes. It is a beautiful product, but it's just not doing anything because this stuff's so deep, it's not pulling it out. This I wet sanded with an 800 grit and then buffed it out, and still, there's some areas where I didn't sand enough. It does come out after buffing, so we're gonna have to do this down the whole boat. The white is not as bad, so we kind of lucked out that we won't have to do the entire hull side. But any of the red that you see is gonna get sanded out, so these stripes down the side are gonna have to get sanded. Actually, the top might not, because the bottom sits in the water, and if you don't know, gel coat's porous, so it actually will absorb water. But we'll buff the rest of it. The products that we're going to be using in today's video, we have Quicksand, which is the extremely heavy compound. This stuff will pull out so much oxidation. Such a great product. Level R, which is the heavy cut compound, Blaze, which is a hybrid, and then Finish R, which is our polish, and Hyperhold Pro, which is going to be our polymer sealant. All of these products will be listed below. I love working with Starke. I love their products. They're a super great brand, and they won't kill you. So I pretty much just need to sit down and start getting after it. We've done a couple things in the shop here. I'm trying to think. If you guys keep up with the little things that I say in the videos, I said my Dodge blew the turbo. So we finally got that all fixed up. So here's the old turbo. She was blowing some oil out. So we replaced that, and the intercooler's got a little pinhole in it that we still need to mess with, but for now, truck runs great. If anybody wanted an update. I did some cleaning. Now my brain is quiet. I'm gonna get the AirPods on, and I think I'm gonna try dry sanding the bottom of this hull because wet sanding just takes longer by hand. So I might get the little palm sander out, the Milwaukee one, and sand it like that. But let's get to it. If you are new here and you like seeing people work on boats, we have a lot coming this spring and summer. And pretty soon the project boat's gonna be coming back in. My Robalo 230, if you guys haven't seen those, pretty much rebuilt the whole boat. That will be coming back soon, and then I have a boat in the back of the shop that's been here forever, that has kicked my ass forever, that we're gonna start hopefully closing up. Yeah, make sure to subscribe. Coming up here, the camera runs out of battery, but I go back down it with the blaze to get rid of all of those swirls. All right, so we obviously did the bottom area. That was nice. I ended up halfway through, I switched to sanding with the 600 and then buffing with the Quicksand and then the blaze. Up here, I did a test spot, and you guys can probably see it better from that side than you can this side. But right here, I sanded wet with the 800 grit, and it's a bitch to get out. Like, you have to sand really deep, and then I hit it with the Quicksand, and it still kind of doesn't look as nice. So this is gonna take more time. I'm gonna have to do this by hand. There's a decal here on the top where it transitions from red to white. Boat manufacturers do this to hide the line, so when they spray it in the mold, they don't care enough to make it a perfect line, so they just put this little sticker over top of it. So if I were just to put the sander on this, I'd be sanding the sticker down, and then it would be ugly. It would either come off in some parts and then have it, or fully come off, and then you see the ugly curvy line where it goes from red to white. So I'm gonna do this wet with the 800, and I'm just gonna have to spend a lot of time going all the way down the boat on this line. This stuff, the white's not bad at all. The white will come out with just the blaze compound, but I tried just compound on this. I was hoping it wouldn't be as bad. It's bad. So we're just gonna have to spend a lot of time on it, getting it pretty, but we have all day. I'm hoping to finish this boat today because this guy's got a jet ski that's also coming in. I told him tomorrow would most likely be the day that it's done, but it's always good to be a day ahead. So bottom turned out nice. It's not done yet. We did it with the, like, we just got to the blaze. We haven't polished or anything, but I'm gonna save that for the end. For now, I'm gonna keep my podcast going and do the whole rub rail. Alrighty. Pretty much done with this side of the boat. I just took a little lunch break and I'm full and want to go to bed. Time check. It's about 2 o'clock right now. I got here at 8 this morning. I didn't really start buffing it until 9:30. So 2 o'clock, we're back at it. Still have the whole other side of the boat to do, but now I kind of have my methods for how I want to do it. In the front of this side, I started sanding up top, just using the edge of the sander and then following it up wet, and that seemed to make it go a little quicker than trying to wet sand the whole thing. But take a look at this side of the boat. See, she's looking real nice. You can see we got a nice shine on it. The red came back, especially down here. And then we went through and buffed all the white all the way up to the top cap where the cover sat. It's not really bad under it, but we still touched it. She's very dusty right now, but all the scuffs and stuff came out of this side. And then I don't personally buff the underside unless it's specially requested. That's extra money, but we did up under here just to make that look nice. Let's go to the other side of the boat, see how that looks to refresh your memory on what it did look like. Yeah, I mean, look at this. So this is what we did look like originally. Real nasty. This corner is going to be real pretty when it comes out. But pretty much just got to do the exact same process all the way down this boat. Remember, we had this hard stain line from the thing sitting in the water. That's all gone. And all these scuffs and stuff came out. So it's 2 o'clock. I'm finishing this boat today no matter what. So I'm hoping 3 hours gets me pretty well through it. And then we still have to do the swim platform back here along the edges. And then we got to wax the whole thing and clean it. And then I'm hoping I can let it sit tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this crack with Gelcoat. That's going to get filled with gel. I'm going to let it sit overnight. And then I'll quick do the oil change in the morning. Clean the inside and then get it redelivered and pick up that jet ski so we can keep on moving. It's a Friday, so hopefully Saturday around 11 or noon I'll be swapping those two out and then bringing the ski back. And I believe I have a retirement party to go to that night, so I probably won't start on the ski, but super happy with how this is going so far. You can see, I mean, any of that oxidation would not come out just buffing. It's kind of a fine line. You're trying to sand as little as possible so you can go quick, but she takes some hours, but it is looking very nice. I think the guy, I'm going to try and put on my meta glasses and get his reaction and see if he's okay with me posting that. But yeah, I'm going to sack up. I'm running out of podcasts, to be honest. I think I went through 2 Rogan podcasts and 2 of the Matt and Shane secret podcasts with Shane Gillis. So find something else to listen to. Back's hurting, but it's actually, I mean, it's a smaller boat and I like the Starcrafts because you can section them really well. Versus if it was like a big hulled boat like that one back there. It's just more at once. I'm rambling. I'm gonna finish her up. It is much later, so I got this side finished up. I stopped recording because it's the same process as the other side, and I'm sure you're sick of time lapses already, but this side of the boat is now looking just as beautiful as the other side. So we're probably 90% done. I need to do the swim platform, but it is far too late for me to be doing that. Time check. It is now 5:30, but our hull sides are looking fantabulous. These cleaned up extremely well. There's a lot of dust and stuff. It's gonna get waxed tomorrow as well, but all we really have left is the swim platform. And my camera's about to die. But yeah, that took a while. I had a weird thing happen halfway through. My buffing pad must have been sitting in diesel oil and it sprayed some oil, so that was fun. But yeah, same process. Hit it with the Quicksand and then the blaze sped up. Obviously after all the sanding. One thing I did want to talk about, I don't know if you guys could see it, but I just throw my sanding discs on the ground. It's not because I'm messy. I stacked them all up and counted them. That was 55 discs just on that section. We still have to do swim platform and transom. But that's so I can bill the customer for the discs. It comes out to like 10 cents a disc or something, 20 cents. But yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna end the video. I know it wasn't too exciting, but this was one of the craziest transformations. I mean, if you look at the boat now, that red is so much more of a rich color. She's beautiful, and it came from that ugly ass faded red pink. Now it's a deep red. And if I don't get this video edited and finished tonight, I might put on my Ray-Ban Metas and get the guy's reaction tomorrow when I drop it off. But I'm gonna take a final video for him. I'm getting out of here. My Bauer buffer started smoking. That's exciting. She was buffing for a long time today. But yeah, super happy with how this came out. Not an in-depth video on how I did it, but hopefully you guys saw enough of what I was actually doing. My brain doesn't even want to work. I listen to too many podcasts. That's all I have. If you guys enjoyed this and you want to see more, I've got a lot more coming in this spring. People that were no-stores. This is the first one of the no-store boats that came in. Just waiting for the day Grant starts full-time, because then I can have him help me buff this and sand it. I sanded my fingernails off. That's why you normally use the pad if you're doing it by hand. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. I enjoy doing this. Hopefully you enjoy watching me do this. Thanks for subscribing. Okay, bye.